Going into rendered view mode, we can see that the orthophoto texture of this landscape model extends also on the sides, yielding a not very pleasing look. We can fix this by selecting the mesh. The explode command works for breps as well, and for meshes it works perfectly if you have meshed a brep, because the hard edges of the brep polysurface will be respected when you use the explode command for the mesh that has been generated from it. So explode, hold Control and click the topmost, switching to shaded for a clearer look. We can see now that we have deselected the top surface here of the mesh and have separated the rest. The first thing we can do is to assign another material to it. So we'll create a new custom material, and the color texture of it should not be an image, but actually a gradient texture. And as of now, we can use these values. We'll change these later on. We can go to rendered view. For easy reselecting of these 5 individual meshes, we can group these with Ctrl G. And zooming in on one of the sides here, we see that the gradient is showing, but it's not showing as we would like. The gradient's change in values goes along the global y-axis, and we want them to go from top to bottom. So we'll select these again, go to texture mapping, and apply surface mapping. Click in the void to deselect. Already it looks better, but we want to improve on this look. So we'll select it again, making sure that texture mapping tab is active, and we'll go down here to the Uvw Repeat. And without knowing beforehand if the UV coordinates of the surface is U along the long axis and V along the short axis, or the height, or the opposite relationship, let's just first try. So we'll increase the Uvw Repeat, but only along the V axis to 9. And we'll see here immediately that the gradient is now distributed more compressed along the surface. Try to extend it more. But then we see that it actually tiles along the surface. So that means that we repeated the texture too much. We'll go back to 9. Alright. Having made sure that the texture coordinates are defined in such a way so as to extend the gradient from top of the surface to the bottom of the surface, we can adjust the material itself. Alright. Click again, go to the Material tab and click on the Gradient Texture link here. Here we see that black is the first color and white is the second color, and black here is the lowermost and white is the uppermost, so it goes first color in the bottom and second color in the top. As such, we do like this, so we have a light gray in the top and a white color in the bottom. If you want to change the order of this, you can simply check this swap colors as well. Okay, now I see that it's slightly darker hue on the top of the surface and a lighter hue on the bottom of it. Select the mesh group again, and now the gradient makes a subtle gradient, but we can change the base color of it to perhaps this beige one. And then we can make sure that the gradient texture only is multiplied by its values to a factor of 70%. This allows more of the base color to be visible, while also the gradient affects the output. We can then assign a bump texture to make the surface seem more coarse and less smooth than it actually is. Instead of choosing an actual texture, we can choose another texture type, and here we can choose a noise texture. Okay. And here up in the preview, we see that the noise texture is extremely large. We want to make it smaller, and to make something smaller here when it comes to UV mapping, we repeat it along all axes, so perhaps by a factor of 10. And now we see that the details of the textures are smaller in comparison to before. And if we click OK here, the bump texture first properly shows when you rendered. But in this preview, you can see that it's very stretched out, and it's because we have these texture coordinates that are shortened along the v-axis of the texture coordinates. So to combat this, we can go to Material, go to the Noise texture, and clicking on this so as to make sure to unlock each 3 axes, individual manipulations of them, we can counter this by adjusting the repeat value for the U value. And this makes the preview seem very stretched out along the V-axis. But this is combated by the texture coordinates being stretched out along the other axis. A bump texture effect is most often more convincing when a little subtle, so let's reduce the amount here to 60% as a factor. Then we can preview and it looks good. And then we can zoom out and try to render. It is far from perfect, but for a material which consists of no actual image files, but only a computer-generated gradient as well as a computer-generated noise texture, the results are adequate for now. Thank you for your time.